Greetings and welcome again to Mystic Ashram. Today we have a new activity to do, and I'm happy to talk about that. These are some materials for our activity today. We have a bowl of purified water. If you don't have a centrifugal purifier or a Brita purifier, some sort of charcoal purifier available to you, boiling water, that works, and make sure it cools down. That would help. So we have some nice distilled water, and we have some salt in our container here. It's a nice red container. We have lots of beautiful salt. So, nice purified things. Now, this is going to be an exercise where we clean up our crystals, such as this beautiful amethyst geode that we have right here. So, from time to time, our crystals will get a little dusty and possibly might not be as good at transmitting their energies when this happens. We also have some other things which we'll be putting in the water as well today. So we have various actual crystals. So one thing that people don't know very much about crystals is when you look under them, at them under a microscope, they are a microcosm miniature of what they look like and form into when they get bigger. So this is a particular type of crystal, which is known as it has to do with ichthyosite. Ichthyosite refers to fish. So it's like a fish scale. It's very stratified, and it's sort of see-through, like many forms of mica. This is probably a relative of mica. So we have some different stones we're going to be using. Here's a quartz, and it's taken on a yellowish sort of tinge. Here's a piece of lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is known as the philosopher's stone. So we have several different stones to work with. This is another piece of quartz. This is some rose quartz along with another form of white, possibly agate sort of stone. This is a good stone to clean. This is some black stone, which is, it has a high mineral metal component, and it's like a snowflake piece of this particular hematite type black stone. Now, however, I don't think that that's actually hematite. This is hematite, and it has a silver kind of cast, and it's not very translucent at all. So we also have some orange carnelian and various other stones. So this geode, when it gets bigger, when the crystals get bigger, it looks more like that. That's a lot easier to see. And all of these, if you look at them in their tiny little forms, they will look like these little pyramids when they get bigger. And that's true for all crystals. Now we also have some iron pyrite and stuff like that. So some things you might not want to give salt baths to and leave the stuff in the actual water or salt bath are seashells going to shine up, and they might get so soft they might disintegrate. This is called a desert rose, And it's created, those little stratifications, striations are created when the wind blows around a piece of silicon. And these desert roses are also very sacred to the Cherokee tradition. And they come in multiple colors, found in several places, but particularly in Cherokee lands. We have some petrified wood, for example. This is a good way or a cloth. If that's a meaningful type of cloth to you, that's good. But something for these things to sit in once they take the plunge in your water bath with your salt. So let's just get right to it. Have our regular household salt. It's always a good idea to have a lot of this around. It's okay if it is pretty basic. So we're just going to reach in and sprinkle some salt, and hopefully it will dissolve in the water. Now, if you can also use this salt on personal baths, but it's better if you have Epsom salt because it's easier to dissolve. And it aids in just let that salt dissolve a little bit in the water. I have a nice clear bowl so that hopefully you who are following along can see some of the action. Okay, so we have our geode. We're just going to put our geode in there for a little while. And some other things. Although I'm going to let these things soak up a little bit, it's mostly the clear or translucent or crystals and rocks that we're going to be working with right now. This would, of course, be very good, very, very good for seashells as well because of the salt. So, it's wonderful salty water cleaning all of these rocks. Now, if you want to clean things which are of more of a metal component, peroxides are usually considered your best bet. Excuse me for just 1 second. Okay, thank you. Peroxides are usually considered your best bet for more metallic pieces. Even ultrasonic jewelry cleansers can work pretty well, I suppose. If you're really that concerned, you should take it to an actual expert to be cleaned, of course. That's old-fashioned. So, all right, we have our nice drying cloth laid out a little bit. So all of these, you can kind of see that all of these are getting a little brighter. We have some amount of stuff rising up off of them, but they're doing very, very well in there. They're looking shinier. Giving your crystals some love and a little loving back. So we're going to turn over our geode there. Geodes are fascinating, aren't they? They're curved on one side, but when you split them open, they are like that. So they have the crystals on the inside. And we have a little marble egg for our springtime. And we'll just lay out our crystals right there so that they can keep us company. We've got some fluorite, which is a light green. All of these crystals are just going to keep us company for a little while they dry. Right there. Very nice. We're just going to turn them over and let them dry. And we have a little pyrite. That'll shine it up. Little desert rose. This is a sand dollar. It's common currency among mermaids. Some very nice petrified wood. This one says create on it. And like I said, this is a metal cleaner brasso, depending on what you're cleaning. However, this water salt mixture will certainly help, especially if you have, this is a selenite crystal. A lot of people have Himalayan if you remove the cord and everything. But this one is what fiber optic cable is based off of. These striations are fiber optic cables all over the world are inspired by. So we're going to work with our selenite right now and let it soak in this water salt bath mixture. You want to take the opportunity to remove any stickers, anything you might find on your sacred treasures, on your treasures. Your rock friends, you really care for all of your objects individually and spend time thinking with each one and meditating and being present and mindful in a pleasurable activity. So it helps if you gather all of the things you're going to be soaking and washing from the beginning, because once you're into it, then you can possibly get carried away, just enjoying spending light-filled space that brings you many hours of smiles and happiness. And thank you so much for spending your time here at New Age News Mystic Ashram with me. It's been my pleasure to talk about some of my crystals. And if you're interested in more stories like this about crystals and rock collecting in general, geology, please get in touch. That would be delightful. Let me know what you would like to see videos on, and I will be happy to make you some very nice crystal videos. So until next time, take care, and I wish you, as always, many blessings in your life. Much love. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting Mystic Ashram. And much good vibes and healing energy to you. And this selenite mixture will definitely bring some good vibes, some cleansing to your space, to your aura, your electromagnetic field. So thank you so much for joining me. And we'll probably talk about bathing in another video very, very soon. Until next time, take care. It's been my pleasure. For Mystic Ashram, this is Dedham Carr signing out.